Anatomy of human nose. The nose is an organ in the face that surrounds and protects the entrance of respiratory tract. Parts of nose. The nose has an external part and internal part. The external part including bones and cartilage that forms its shape, and an internal part is called the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity is divided by a septum into two passages and features structures like the turbinates or for warming and humidifying air, and the olfactory epithelium for smell. The nasal passages are lined with a mucous membrane containing cilia to filter air, and they are connected to the paranasal sinuses. The external nose forms the most prominent part of the face. It consists of bones, cartilage, and nostrils. Bones. The upper part of the external nose includes paired nasal bones and the extension of the maxillary bones forming the bony bridge. Cartilage. The lower flexible part of the external nose is made of cartilage, including the upper lateral cartilage, lower lateral cartilage with medial and lateral crura, and sometimes a nasal scroll. The elasticity protects the nose to a certain extent from external injuries. Since both the tip of the nose and the ears are made of cartilage covered with a cartilage membrane called perichondrium, the lifelong activity of the membrane will lead to a slow regeneration of the cartilage with an increase in size as a result. Therefore, the older nose is considerably larger, both relatively and absolutely, than the nose one had as a child. Nostrils. Through the two nostrils, which in human lie almost horizontally, inhaled air can pass in and out. They are covered with skin on the outside and mucous membrane on the inside. The skin of the nose is rich in sebaceous glands, especially on the sides above the wings of the nose. The inner border between the skin and mucous membrane is marked by a fold named Lehmann nasi, where, especially in the man, a wealth of strong hairs can grow that helps prevent dust and small foreign objects from entering into the nasal cavity. Internal nose, known as nasal cavity. It has nasal septum, nasal cavity walls. It has mucous membrane, olfactory epithelium, and paranasal sinuses. Now, what is nasal septum? It is a midline wall composed of bone and cartilage that divides the nasal cavity into right and left sides. Nasal cavity walls. Roof of the nasal cavity formed by frontal ethmoid and sphenoid bones. Floor is above the mouth's roof, and lateral wall features the superior, medial, and inferior turbinates, also known as concha, which increases surface area to warm, moisture, and filter air. Mucous membrane of internal nose. The entire nasal cavity is lined with a mucous membrane containing hair-like substructures called cilia, which sweep mucus, debris, and pathogens towards the pharynx. Olfactory epithelium. Located on the roof of the nasal cavity, this specialized tissue contains olfactory receptors responsible for the sense of smell. Paranasal sinuses. These are air-filled cavities within the skull that communicate with the nasal cavity. They have four types of paranasal sinuses. Number one is frontal. It's located in the forehead. Ethmoid is located between the eyes, and maxillary paranasal sinus located in the cheeks, and sphenoid that locate deep in the head. The sinuses contribute to voice resonance, filter air, and are lined with mucous membrane that drain into the nasal cavity. Function of the nose. The nose serves several vital functions, including respiration, olfaction, mucociliary clearance. Respiration, it facilitates breathing by warming, moistening, and filtering inhaled air. Olfaction houses the olfactory epithelium and receptors that detect smells. Mucociliary clearance. Cilia and mucus work together to trap and remove foreign particles and pathogens from the nasal passages and sinuses.